Heyo guys, Kitrollup here, and welcome to the park. Now this game is it's Funcom's survival, not really survival horror game. It's a creepy atmospheric game designed around storytelling, as opposed to actual action combat kind of stuff. So let's jump in. Narrative experience, best played in the dark room wearing headphones. Alright. Deals with subject matter may be disturbing. I'm not really in the darkest of rooms, but that's okay. We will deal with what we get. Funcom presents.
In my heart and mind, I always return to Atlantic Island Park.
Hello.
Where's Mr. Bear?
I haven't seen Mr. Bear, Callum. Stay in the car. I'll go and ask information.
That reminds me of this prank I pulled on one of my bosses. I gave him the phone number to the zoo, but he didn't know it was the zoo. I told him to call for a Mr. Bear. So he called the zoo and he's asking for Mr. Bear. When he realized what happened, he was a little upset with me. But luckily he had a sense of humor, so.
Attention, patrons. The park is now closed. Please make your way to the car park at your earliest convenience.
Now, a
Employees
normal
prepare
person,
the park for shutdown.
like a normal person in this situation would be like, oh, okay, and just get in
Callum
the
was
car and
born the
leave.
day this place opened. This is his favorite place in the world.
Atlantic Island Park, a tribute to the untamed heart of Solomon Island and the people who used their talents to bring the dream of Nathaniel Winter to life. May this park be a place where joy and laughter are gathered and used to infect all of those who follow after. Alright.
What?
Ooh, spooky. Don't pass out, lady.
Hey, Lorraine. Lorraine. Don't blame yourself, Lorraine. People lose things all the time. Take a deep breath and think about the last place you saw your son's teddy bear. Hey, stop! I think your boy just ran into the park. I'll unlock the gates for you.
That's awfully nice of you. That guy seemed real friendly.
Callum, I told you to wait in the car.
This way, Mommy.
Okay. That's pretty cool. Atlantic Island Park. Welcome to Atlantic Island Park. When I first came to visit Solomon Island, I fell deeply in love with the natural beauty. It's a scenic place and I created many best memories here. Chad the Chipmunk. For the little ones, for the teens, for the big one. Boop, boop, boop. The lobster trap, yum. Alright. That guy's got creepy eyes. Hey kids, I want you to come visit my park. Welcome. I've done a lot of drugs.
There's something special about the entrance to an amusement park. A line drawn between the real world and the world of whimsy within. On this side, the apathy of our everyday lives. And on the other, anything we might dare to dream. It's no wonder Callum ran back inside. I wouldn't want to leave either.
Attention employees, the park is now closed. Have a safe journey home.
Silent Hilled me on the elevator there. Instant night. Jeez, this is a long elevator. I feel like I've been on here for hours.
Oh God. The park. What happened here?
You can't catch me.
Callum, stay where you are.
Yeah, Callow, quit running away. Man, those little kids.
Callum?
Well, way to go, Carrie. She must have really upset somebody to be referenced as Satan's whore.
Where are you?
Come on, Mommy.
I'm coming, I'm coming. Hold your horses. Oh, a shoe.
I think this belongs to Callum.
He lost his shoe on these painful rocks. I'm surprised he went as far as he did. Squirrel.
Chad the Chipmunk, huh? Just a drunk guy in a suit.
Well, thanks for ruining the magic. Chad the Chipmunk, worst in class. Chad can't even seem to pass. Chad gets angry, likes to fight. Chad is beaten every night. Chad will have a dead-end job. Chad will die a useless slob. That's depressing. Poor Chad. He ain't doing anything. He's trying to bring a lot of joy to the children of the park.
I wonder what this is.
Can I zoom in on that? No. Purchase the island of Solomon, or purchase the land of Solomon Island for a pittance. It might add whatever old Archie Henderson did to the locals. Just the mention of his name and people slamming doors and locking shutters from the moment I arrived on the island. My lawyers have arranged everything in advance, but the realtor still has to come and deliver the keys to me personally. He took it upon himself to offer me another warning. I don't know what you plan to do with this land, Mr. Winters, but the spill here is better than a curse carried from the old country. The soil. Yeah. Old Man Henderson. From the old man Henderson, he did terrible dark things. The land remembers, sir. He was also a Scooby-Doo villain. Old Man Henderson. I dismissed him shortly afterwards, mostly amused by pathetic attempts at warning me off. I had a great vision for this place, and the will to see the vision through to the very end. Atlantic Island Park, the name is perfect, and I cannot imagine it being anything else. This is the start of something amazing. Yeah. The start. It doesn't seem like... I'm not going to say anything yet. I don't know anything yet. Just exploring for now. Figuring it all out. Creepy voice.
Wait for Mommy! Where are you? Callum, stay where you are!
Her
Come on,
voice
Mommy.
sounds so hoarse, like she's just been like crying non-stop. And she's just exhausted. Come on, Callum, why you gotta be such a little jerk? Let me on that swan. On that swan! What a nice little ride through the tunnel of love on a dark, spoopy night. These lighting effects look really cool.
Near a great forest, there lived a poor woodcutter. his wife and his 2 children, a boy named Hansel and a girl named Gretel. They were very poor and had very little to bite or sup.
I think I know where this is going.
What will become of us? The woodcutter asked his wife one night. I tell you what, husband, we will take the children into the thickest part of the forest tomorrow and abandon them there. No, my wife, I cannot do that, said the man. Then we will all 4 starve, you fool. Hansel and Gretel overheard their parents talking, and Gretel began to weep. Do not fret, Gretel, Hansel said. He crept out of the hut and gathered white stones from the ground to fill his pockets.
Can't really say a whole lot about this because almost everybody knows the story of Hansel and Gretel. But
The next morning, the
breadcrumbs.
woodcutter leads the children into the
Maybe
forest.
the original was. I don't know.
Before they leave, their mother gives them a slice of bread and warns them that they will get no more food that day. Clever Hansel leaves a trail of white stones behind them as they pass into the woods. When their father leaves them, the children wait a while, then follow the trail back to their parents' house.
Oh, I see this booby. I saw Chad. I want to
After
turn my head
receiving
more.
a thorough scolding from their parents for getting lost in the woods, the children are sent to bed without any supper. Hansel tried to sneak out and collect more white stones, but found that the door was locked. Tomorrow I will take them into the woods myself, the wife told the woodcutter.
I get it.
In the morning, their mother gave them a slice of bread and led them deep into the forest once again.
I was just jumping ahead of myself. Of course, it was
Hansel
breadcrumbs.
broke his bread into pieces and left a trail of breadcrumbs to lead them safely home. But hungry-eyed birds snatched up the breadcrumbs and his trail was destroyed. Abandoned by their parents and unable to find the trail home, the children wandered in the forest for 3 days.
Go see Chad again.
The children stumbled into a clearing with an exceedingly strange house. Its walls were made of gingerbread, and its windows were panes of clear sugar. Hansel, desperately hungry, ran forward and began to nibble on the walls. Nibble, nibble, little mouse. Who is nibbling at my house? An old woman emerged from the house, sniffing the air and peering around with cloudy eyes. Oh, you dear children, who brought you here? Just come in and stay with me. No harm will come to you. But Hansel and Gretel stayed back, for the old woman reminded them of their cruel mother. Come, children, don't be afraid. I have something for you. The old woman offered them 2 enormous lollipops. The children took them and began to eat. You see, nothing to fear here. Come inside, the old woman urged, and the children, still licking their sweets, followed.
Come inside, little children. Oh, hello.
Once inside the house, the old woman changed. She stuffed Hansel into a cage and put Gretel to work, sweeping and cleaning her hut. Your brother will make a good mouthful, the old witch told Gretel. Once he is fattened up, I shall feast upon him. Time passed, and poor Hansel refused to eat, fearing the day that the witch would eat him. The witch, for her part, grew impatient. Today I will cook and eat your brother, Gretel. Climb inside and light the oven. But Gretel pretended not to understand. I do not know how. Where is the opening? Fool!
Laying down. Good
The
response.
old witch said. The opening is here! And she moved to show Gretel. Seizing her courage, brave Gretel gave the witch a shove, and the old crone tumbled forward into the oven. Gretel slid a large iron bolt over the door to the oven. Gretel freed her brother Hansel, and together they lit a fire beneath the oven. And though she screamed and begged, the children sat by the oven until her screams had stilled, and the witch was cooked.
And that is how psychopaths are born.
And then, because even children can't survive on sweets, they divided up the body of the old witch and ate her.
I don't think I remember that ending. That are. Oh, hello. That swan was a little creepy. I went off.
Let me off this. Let me off this crazy thing.
That was pretty interesting. I enjoyed that rendition. You still have blood on your face. I'm not gonna ride you again. That's enough of that. That was pretty interesting, I gotta say.
Hansel and Gretel. I used to read it to Callum when the electricity was shut off. Those poor children. The whole world against them. The forest, the birds, the old witch, even their own parents. I used to imagine that Callum and I were the kids in that story. Not mother and son, but brother and sister, hand in hand against the unkind world. We were always hungry, looking for our own house made of candy, looking for the sweetness that could take the pain away. Hunger leads people to desperate, terrible places where the tree branches reach like claws.
That's not a very good kind of relationship to have with your son, maybe. Just saying. I don't know, I think it might lead to him running off into the middle of a park somewhere. That's just my 2 cents. I wonder if there's a specific order.
Where did you go?
I probably could have been. Ooh, creepy van.
Another accident. This place.
Oh. The teddy bear. Despite the constant interruptions to work, Atlantic Island Park will be opening on time. The governor is booked to cut the ribbon, so the only real question is whether we have any customers. I'm not truly worried. The customers will come out in simple curiosity. I deduced what was needed from the band writings of Archie Henderson. It's astonishing to think that a resonance of positive emotions can be used to fuel such a process. It's so hard to read. The font is tiny. Henderson himself chose to use negative and that caused some of the taint that still lingers in this place. I will not make his mistakes. Very soon, I know, if this has been for nothing.
Callum, where did you go? Callum! Where did you go?
I've gone and lost myself. That's creepy.
Callum, tell Mommy where you are.
Oh. My first thought was giant spider, but nope, it's an octopus rat. Well, it's like the octopus rat. No, it's still kind of an octopus. Kind of. A little bit.
This old thing used to make the blood run to my head. Make me dizzy. The guy just snapped. Those poor kids.
We were waiting for our turn on the ride. Frank, me, and the boys. This fellow in the chipmunk suit is making an ice cart, while people took photographs. Lawrence wanted to go over to him, but I've always been a bit wary of those suits. They give me the creeps. It's silly, I know. Anyway, the chipmunk man, he was carving and picking away at the ice. And at first we thought he was making some animal, like a tiger or lion. But as more and more ice fell away, when you first looked, it was like a human face, smiling out at that block of ice. But the more you looked at it, the more you saw that it was something not quite right about the proportions. Something unnatural that made your heart begin to beat just a little faster, like you were prey and that thing in the ice was a hunter. But then these teenagers walked up and one of them made a face at the carving and said something rude to the guy in the chipmunk suit. And then, well, he went berserk. For a few moments it was chaos. Everybody was running away from the guy who had one of the teenagers on the ground, and he was stabbing with the ice pick, and blood was spraying, and people were screaming, and Frank and I had the kids, and we were dragging them away as fast as we could. And the last thing I saw before Frank dragged me away was that the eyeball of one of those poor kids had landed on the ice sculpture, making the horrible creature look more or less alive. Creepy. Dad. Happy music. Can I ride this ride like I would want to? Nope.
I can't get on while it's moving.
So I gotta turn it up. Ooh. No, wrong one. I read that wrong. Just slow it down more. Must stop it. More, less speed. Are you still not stopped? Okay. That looks stopped enough to me. Who started it, though? Who started the ride? This ride is just as fun as I remember. Hello! Ah, that thing is horrifying. I was looking, I was like, something's gonna pop up. I'm gonna see something, I'm gonna see Chester, whatever his name is. And oh. Yeah. That was creepy. Okay. And again, I am lost as can be.
Treachery hides in thoughts. Treachery that lashes like a whip and scars our insides. The first time I saw Callum, my thoughts betrayed me. I looked down at this wrinkled, red, bawling thing and I thought, is that it? We build our world from expectations, and the world that I had built for Callum was no different. He was so real, so there, and so far from my expectations. They shattered, and as they fell in pieces, that one treacherous thought became a new foundation. All of the love that we shared, all of the warmth and goodness that followed, built on a single, traitorous thought.
Alright, I think I want to follow the outside of the park around, work my way in. So we're going to the Ferris wheel next. Yay! This game has a very Silent Hill feel to it, and not just because Silent Hill 3 had the whole amusement park thing in it, but just, it seems like, oh, I guess I can't go that way. Alright. But it seems like that this mother is being almost punished for some kind of something that we don't know what happened yet or not. I'm not exactly sure. But yeah, it's like this park is creating a world of horror from her subconscious. And that's one of the things that I love about the Silent Hill series. Frustrated by the fact that the plans seem incomplete, I know as well as anybody that the rules of the game can be changed with enough money. But no matter how much money talks, it can't conjure up missing plans from the air. I've tried contacting the organization who sold me these plans, and they are stonewalling. Every contact that I had, every meeting place that I have watched, are swept bare. I have a sinking feeling that I have been swindled. We've gone ahead with what we could find in the plans regardless, and harvesting machines, the transport mechanisms, etc. I'll probably let Nicholas's name them something cute for the day we open the park. They will be rides after all. Alright. Looks like he didn't get the park that he was wanting, but he's still in high spirits about it, I'm thinking. Could work with what we got. It's a good attitude to have, Mr. Winters. I'm assuming that's who is speaking, because he's been writing all the notes so far, so I might as well just go ahead and continue to believe that. What have we got in here? I cannot see. I thought working in the park for a summer would be a lot of fun, but the end of season here really drags. There aren't that many tourists around, and most of the staff spend their days standing around gossiping. And most of that gossip is about Chad. I mean, Steve. See? Even I am starting to call him Chad, and I went to school with the guy. It's that goddamn suit. In the beginning, it was a laugh. Steve the local lushes Chad, the chipmunk, child-friendly mascot at Atlantic State Park, locked up your daughters and all that. But the more he wears the suit, the weirder Steve is getting. At first, it was little things, like refusing to change out of the suit at work and taking it home with him every day. But then I saw him at Susie's diner, still wearing it, and it wasn't even a work day. Some of the staff complained discreetly to park management about the smell, and I saw him walking and talking with Mr. Winter, the owner, one day. But nothing seems to have changed. The suit still smells like a carcass whenever Steve walks by, and apparently Steve has picked up some new skills since the last time I saw him puking in a gutter outside the Psychoil station. Because he sure as hell can carve a mean ice sculpture. Those shapes he makes in the ice, though, they give me the creeps. Steve came by the booth today, lucky me, and he just hung around for a while. I couldn't really tell because of the suit, but it seemed like he was just staring at me, sizing me up. Fucking me, whatever he was doing. I asked him what he wanted, and he just stood there not saying anything. Eventually, I called my supervisor, and when he came by, Steve wandered off. My supervisor told me to put everything in writing, so here it is. Also, I quit. I don't want to see that chipmunk suit ever again. I had a feeling like something was gonna happen when I clicked off. Oh, they're still in there, but I can't see them. I want to see more. I didn't get enough. I wanted to keep seeing. That was creepy. Whatevs. Moving along. Hello. Horror mascot. I don't like that. I don't like them voices coming out of the speaker box.
Constant crashes and 80s music. I guess it floats someone's boat.
Bumper cars. Yeah, alright, before I get on the bumper cars, I'm gonna call this episode a good one. So, I will continue off in the next one, because I want to finish this game. And you guys are gonna have to watch me. Alright, anywho. Hope you guys are enjoying it. I am too. So, until next time, see you guys.